Today I'm going to be talking to you about what I learned when I was interning for one of the biggest branding firms in the world. The first thing I learned about branding is that branding is all about logos and labels, and it can reach far beyond that. Logos and labels are the foundation that is built for the past 70 years, what branding is all about, logos and labels. However, nowadays people are branching off to different ways to represent their companies, personality wise, technologically wise. Like, for example, Amazon Alexa, they use a female voice in a specific way, and that shapes the company brand and how their target audience perceives them. A voice, a literal voice. Technology has gone beyond logos and labels when we talk about branding. Now, Amazon Alexa, Google Home, what's the other one? Cortana by Microsoft. They are all a product. However, the voice itself is an asset. When you hear Siri, when you hear Alexa, or when you hear Google, you tend to recognize and you affiliate those voices in terms of which respectively where they belong. Alexa has a certain pronunciation of words, Siri has a certain style, certain accent, and so on and so forth. Of course, those voices have different variations of voices. Like there's a male Siri, there's a female Siri, there's an hermaphrodite Siri, all genders included. Siri is very PC. But I'm talking about all the default versions, and it is all the ones that we are familiar with. Number two thing that I learned about branding when I was interning at one of the biggest branding agencies in the world is if we do not move to tech, we are going to die. Branding is all about communicating your voice, your personality, your company in various ways. Technology is going to help you do that. If you do not move forward with technology, you are going to lose your voice, you're going to lose your personality, you're going to lose people's attention, because through time, people are going to associate and they are going to adjust to technology. They will never look back. At least the vast majority will never look back at how people communicate in the 1970s, logos and labels. And the third thing I learned about branding, this is my perception of the lesson that was being taught. I perceived it as branding can be communicated and strengthened in so many different ways that you just have to pick one in order to be super good at it. You do not have to be a jack of all trades and be very amazingly branded in every single way. You can at least have like two strengths. Of course, customer service, your product, like all those essential stuff that you create a rapport to have a good impression of your audience and the audience after them and after that and so on and so forth. You need to have that in place. That is a basic, that is a mandatory. The other one is your special skill, your gimmick, your party trick, the thing that creates uniqueness, the thing that creates the uniqueness barrier between you and everyone else. What is that thing? Alexa has the voice, and Siri. You can shape your company in terms of your gimmick. It could be what you're selling, it could be what you are perceived as, and you have that brand asset. Like a cult, for example. Harley Davidson, that cult. People have Harley Davidson tattoos. Who the hell has a company logo as a tattoo? You know that's a cult. Apple consumers, people who buy Apple products, because it looks premium, it looks expensive, it's one of the Apple products, are the status symbol of 2020. You have your essential customer service, rapport. You need to have your good perception and good impressions to keep your company going. And the second one is your gimmick. You have these two towers, you need to build them up as much as possible. If you let them fall down, then yeah, you're gonna die. Fuck. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. The fourth thing that I learned about branding uh, is jobs are really fucking commoditized. It's really oversaturated. The market has so many people selling every single service that you have. They sell it cheaper and they sell it 5 times better. And so you have a pretty tough competition ahead of you. You really need to differentiate yourself aside from logos and labels. Every single service is being commoditized right now, even creative services. There's the logo website that creates a logo for you. It gives you freaking mock-ups of the logo. You really need to have a differentiator. Like if you are a creative agency, you need to sell something that nobody else sells in your region. Let's say in Singapore, sort of a competitive market in the creative industry. Not a lot of agencies sell strategy. A lot of them just sell crafting, bricklaying, just pixel pushing. And if they switch to strategy, that is how they're gonna differentiate themselves. I see a lot of posts that barbershops do. They just demonstrate their skill. Everybody freaking demonstrates their skill. Like, okay, you have a nice haircut after you visited this barbershop, but that is what everybody else is doing. Every single barbershop is doing that on Instagram right now. #barber, #pompadour, whatever the fuck. Everyone is doing that. How do you differentiate yourself? I don't know, I forgot what the fucking name is of this barber. He's on YouTube. He instead of like just showing the result, he shows the process, and he has a really great personality, and he's pretty funny. He's fucking hilarious. He goes to people's houses. What? People come to his barbershop, they get entertained, they get to see a personality, they get to see him actually demonstrating how to like move your hair and whatever, like a supermodel. Like he uses the sea salt spray, the freaking like wax. He literally presents it to you in the shop itself, like a YouTube tutorial. That is pretty cool if you are like a fan of, you know, that person on YouTube. It's kind of like selling your personality. It's like selling your personality instead of selling the result of your services. The result of your services, it is being commoditized. If you see a pattern here, what I'm saying is you need to differentiate yourself by first pattern recognition. You want to see what everyone else is doing, and then you do something fucking different from what they're doing. You don't give a shit about what everyone else is doing, but you need to identify it, and just you identify it, you put it aside, you put it in the list of things that you will never do to differentiate yourself in order to win clients or win customers. Oh yeah, and number 5, I did a lot of fucking packaging work. I think it's pretty fun to do packaging, but in hindsight and in complete ignorance of the purpose of design and what it is actually about philosophically and religiously, all I'm doing is I am making labels and putting it on boxes that are going to be on the shelves that people are going to buy without noticing. And it's kind of like a dark place, and I want to end this video in a dark manner because I'm sad, depressed, kinda, and I used to want to kill myself. I see that window and wanted to pry the grills open, and I want to jump out of the window so many times. What the fuck was I gonna say? Oh yeah, packaging. Fuck. I need to do something more than packaging. That's why I'm learning 3D. I'm really inspired by how like all these creative people are doing so many things in 2D, but when you shift to 3D, you get a whole bunch of like a new perspective, literally. 3D is fucking awesome. If you have not tried 3D yet, you're a graphic designer, you should try it. It gives you a whole new perspective on creating things.